Good afternoon. I know that students have classes after this, so we're going to go ahead and try to get started pretty much on time. My name is Jeannie Sneed, and I'm department head of the Department of Hospitality Management and Dietetics, and I'd like to welcome you today for our 40th annual Grace M. Shugart Lecture. That's a pretty long time to be doing something on a continuous basis, so I think that's a great recognition for the department. I'd like to start out by introducing some special guests that are with us today. First of all, I would like to introduce Mr. Jeff Shugart and his wife Joanne. And Jeff is the grandson of Grace Shugart. And I'm going to make a... We were very fortunate this year, being the 150th anniversary of K-State University, that Jane Marshall wrote a book, kind of a cookbook, but kind of an essay book as well, called Tea Time to Tailgates, 150 Years at the K-State Table. And I wanted Jeff to have one because there are several stories in here about his grandmother, and I think that will be a fond remembrance of her and what she did at K-State, and I think it'll be a fun read for you and Joanne, and a very good representation of K-State. Jane was kind enough to autograph it specifically for you, and so thank you very much. We appreciate that you come every year, you take time off from work and make it a priority. So we thank you very much for that. We're also pleased that Dr. Faith Roach and Mrs. Sue Gregg are with us, and they are emeriti faculty from the Department of Hospitality Management and Dietetics, and we appreciate all that they've done for the department over the years, and we're glad that they are here. We also have some members of our Dietetic Advisory Board and our Hospitality Management Advisory Board who have joined us today. Any of you in the audience, if you'll stand up and we'll just do a quick recognition of you. A few? Okay. We appreciate your coming to this event, but also for all that you do to support the programs and help students and faculty. Finally, most of all, I would like to welcome the students who are here today. Mostly hospitality management and dietetic students, but a few students from other areas across campus as well. This lecture series was really established to inspire students and to help introduce them to the exciting field that we are in and let you know many of the opportunities available. So I think today will be an exciting time for you and to hear our speaker, who's, I think, going to be very fun and inspirational, and I think we will learn a lot. The Grace Shugart Lecture was started in 1975 as a tribute to Grace M. Shugart when she retired as department head of the Department of Dietetics, Restaurant, and Institution Management. So if you think HMD is a mouthful, it used to be even a longer department title. Mrs. Shugart was a prominent national leader. She was a former president of the American Dietetic Association, and she was a Kofor Award winner, which is the association's highest honor. She co-authored such classic books as Food for 50 and Food Service in Institutions that maybe some of you have used in classes. So she really left quite a legacy, both for the profession of dietetics and for the Department of Hospitality Management and Dietetics. And so now it's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker today, Cynthia Kiser Murphey, who is President and Chief Operating Officer of New York, New York on the Las Vegas Strip. She played a major role in developing comprehensive wellness programs, fostering joint labor management relationships, and implementing diversity issues and culture-building programs. She is active in her community, serving as a trustee for the Hotel Employees and Restaurant Employees International Union Health and Welfare Fund, and she serves as a member of the Healthcare Reform Policy Council. She grew up in Kansas, so it's nice to have a hometown girl or a home state girl come back and talk to us. She recognized early on that she wanted to have a career in the hospitality industry, and so she looked around and decided to do hotel management at University of Nevada at Las Vegas, where she also did a master's degree. So please join me in welcoming Cynthia Kiser Murphey, who will talk to us about leading in a dynamic environment.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Okay, good. I am very honored and humbled. Thank you so much, Jeannie, for the invite to come to K-State. It's truly my pleasure. And thank you so much and for the 40th anniversary for the Grace Shugart Series. I'm very, very humbled to have been invited and very appreciative. It's been exactly 21 years since I've been on campus when I came and got some help to open MGM Grand Las Vegas. And I think a lot of things led to, and later on I'll tell you that story if you'd like to hear about it, a lot of things led for me being here today because one of the alumni who introduced Jeannie and I recruited right off this campus 21 years ago. So. And his daughter is here today too as well, so I'm very excited about that. So what I wanted to do today is focus on 3 topics. First, I work for, and I've worked 21 years for a company called MGM Resorts. And I want to give you a little bit of background about who MGM Resorts is because I think it tees up the conversation about dynamic environments and a little bit about the industry I work in, which is a subset of hospitality, but we're also in the gaming and resort industry. So I'll give you a little bit of information about who's MGM Resorts, specifically brag on my hotel, which is the New York Hotel, which, by the way, is the boutique baby of the company. We only have 2,000 rooms next to my 4,000-room neighbor. So tell you a little bit about my property. And then go into a discussion about what my perspective, and hopefully that can be helpful to you as you're thinking about your careers and for faculty thinking about what's going on in our industry. And we really are in a very dynamic environment in Las Vegas, and our company's expanding around the world and in other communities domestically. Give you a little bit about that, and then close with maybe some career perspective about different occupations that I think are very attached to hospitality management and a perspective about that. I also have my colleague, Adam Miller, with me. He is the head of college relations. Go ahead and stand up, Adam. Sporting Adam's new tie, which you'll recognize the logo. Adam is the head of college relations for MGM Resorts. Translate all of the college recruiting across the country, and this is Adam's first time in Kansas. So please make him feel welcome, and anybody that have questions, he'll be around as well. And then I'll end with questions. I know a lot of you have to go to class, so I'll be around. Adam and I will be around all afternoon for anybody that wants to talk individually. So again, thank you so much for the opportunity. So I want to start by telling you just a little bit about MGM Resorts. And just getting to, so Jeannie already said I'm from Kansas. I found someone here. Did Kayla come in from my high school? I went to Shawnee Mission North High School. Anybody else do that? Okay. Sorry. So I am from Kansas City, and as Jeannie said, at 17, I packed my car and moved to Las Vegas. I thought I'd get a degree there and then go see the world, and I'm still in Vegas. So I get to see the world from Vegas perspective, which is great. And I'd like to know how many of you are live in Kansas or from Kansas, okay? And anybody who's from out of the country? Okay, a few international students. How many of you have been to Las Vegas? Oh, very good. Okay, how many of you have been to New York? And ridden the roller coaster? Okay, good. Well, you're all invited. So just as a little bit of perspective so I know. And how many of you are seniors? Okay, thinking about jobs and next steps. Very good. All right, so MGM Resorts. We have a big name. The MGM name has been around for a very long time, came from the movie industry, and we are now the resort company. When I first started with MGM 21 years ago, the movie company was a sister company of ours, so our name MGM is known around the globe. A lot of that started with the movie industry, James Bond movies, Pink Panther movies, some very, very famous properties that came out of the MGM era, and The Wizard of Oz. So our name has been around for a long, long time. So when we opened the MGM Hotel, we recognized that customers come to us for the excitement and the entertainment. And that was a strategic decision to link the name of our hotel to the company that everybody was already very familiar with. We have 61,000 employees. We have 46,000 rooms and suites in a wide range, everything from very budget, modest priced to the Bellagio and Aria suites, which are quite beautiful, and I'll show you a few quick pictures. We have 23 properties domestically and internationally. We are expanding both domestically and internationally. We are in 3 states now, and we are in 2 countries. And we are bidding on licenses as gaming expands and others, and I'll show you a couple of those pictures. We are known for high-quality, full-service resort operations. We are not a riverboat company, we are not an Indian gaming company, and we don't run slot houses. We run full-service resorts, and now less than half, at around 30% of our revenue comes from gaming. So we operate hotels with high standards, meetings, facilities, and amazing entertainment venues, and 150 specialty restaurants and a wide range of food service options. I'll show you quite a few pictures. We are known for a commitment to community, to diversity and sustainability. We have the largest LEED certified project on the planet in our newest resort complex, Aria City Center. I'll show you pictures of that. We're extremely proud about being active, positive corporate citizens, and you'll see a lot of that as I fly through a little bit about who MGM is. We own Bellagio, Mirage, MGM Circus, New York, Luxor, Excalibur. We have MGM Grand Detroit. We have Beau Rivage and Biloxi, which was the one that was destroyed in the hurricane. And by the way, we reopened it to get the local economy boosted exactly 1 year after Hurricane Katrina. We have property in Tunica. We are also, the Bellagio fountains are one of the most famous attractions in the world. Have anybody seen those? Okay, very nice. Aria City Center, our newest complex. This is the largest LEED certified project on the planet. Very large convention facility. We have a non-gaming hotel. We also have residential towers now, so you can actually live on the Las Vegas Strip. And then very, very high-end shopping. So we're very much in the full-service resort business. Our namesake, MGM Grand, we call that the Green Building, largest hotel in the world. The one that I opened and the reason I came to K-State initially. And so clearly a very, very important property. We have the Grand Garden Arena, which is one of 3 arenas. We have major showroom, huge convention center, very full service complex. Mandalay Bay, also our largest convention property. very well known for its beach and fabulous pool. We also have Shark Reef. We have now the Michael Jackson Show at Mandalay Bay, and we've just opened a whole series of brand new restaurants and nightclubs at Mandalay Bay. It's very different from the rest of our company because this is very much a convention hotel with a different market. The Mirage, a fabulous property on the Strip with a volcano, home to the Love Show, Cirque du Soleil. We also have there a Habitat and the Secret Garden, where we have white tigers that belong to Siegfried and Roy, so a very important, famous attraction. We have a wide range of suites, different types of room products, and we would, I'll just show you a few. We also operate restaurants all the way from being the largest quick-serve restaurateur on the Strip to having 150 specialty restaurants with a wide range of chefs. So we're very much in the food and beverage, gaming, entertainment, hospitality business. And we have, this is from the Grand Garden Arena, everybody from Bon Jovi to rodeo acts to Rascal Flatts, Cher, Robin Williams, and prize fights. And you'll see the Grand Garden on the American Country Music Awards and a host of other events every year. We have a partnership with Cirque du Soleil. A few more pictures of City Center by day and night, our newest toy. We're very well known for diversity, and we have, for 10 years, been providing an intensive training called diversity champion training for our employees. And we have over 40,000 diversity champions who are ambassadors of diversity and inclusion, diversity of all types. And we're well known for that. We've received national recognition. And really what that's about is building a culture that recognizes everyone, age, race, ethnicity, and we're very, very proud of that as well. We're very well known for philanthropy. We just had one of the largest food drives in the country and the largest food drive ever in the state of Nevada. And we are very competitive among the properties for how many pounds per employee we can raise. It was a very exciting, we also do backpack drives, and we help build houses for Habitat for Humanity. Our employees log volunteer hours, and our properties compete for who has the most volunteer hours. That's the kind of culture we are as a company. We talked about Green Advantage. We have, outside of City Center, which was a major step forward for our company, we have green committees and green teams in every single property. We recognize employees for green ideas and opportunities. We're changing all of our lighting. We're changing all of our water plants. New York, we're the small property we just hooked into the City Center Central Plant, which is considered in the hospitality industry from an engineering perspective to be the most sustainable property in the industry. So New York, even though we're a little bit older property, we're hooked into the new. We are a small department of City Center now. We're very excited about that. We switched over last year. This property is under development, about to break ground in National Harbor, Maryland, Prince George's County. We were just given the privilege of an award of a license in the state of Maryland. So we will be building in Maryland very soon to open in 2016. This is our property that's under construction in Cotai. Very, very exciting and extremely busy and vibrant market in Macau and in Cotai, and a beautiful property with a very unique architectural approach. And Springfield, Massachusetts, a city of firsts, where a city that had a ton of issues, not only economic decline, but they got hit by a tornado 2 years ago, and it wiped out the inner corridor of downtown. We're going in and rebuilding a city, very much in keeping with the historic architecture and preservation of buildings, and rebuilding the city right by the river and right by the Basketball Hall of Fame. So we're very excited, and we're very close to getting that license and hoping to break ground at the end of this year as well in Springfield, Massachusetts. So that's MGM Resorts in a few minutes. And there's a lot to tell, but hopefully it tees up for you the idea of who the company is. MGM operates, we operate our properties, they're very branded and very themed. New York carries one of the strongest themes because we are a New York-themed property. It was a very unique idea, and we sit at the corner of Tropicana and Las Vegas Boulevard, which we think is the second busiest tourism corner in the United States next to Times Square, New York. And we are the other Manhattan, the third Manhattan. I guess you're the second and we're the third, right? So we're very, very proud of that. Our mission statement, our mission, vision, values, we are the center of fun and entertainment with big city experiences and small town hospitality. We are known, we strive to be like Manhattan, Kansas, a very friendly, small city. We have a lot of energy in our property. We have a lot of fun with our New York theme. Our training is around Apple service standards, and we train everybody in our little Apple standards, which I found to be rather ironic because you do that as well, and we have some Apple keychains out there that are from New York, New York, so hopefully you picked one of those up. We're very, very proud of our property. We are divided into, and I put this up here to start thinking about career divisions. So in our industry, I know you're very familiar with food and beverage, with hotel and convention. In our industry, we have very, very solid revenue lines in retail, entertainment, gaming, and attractions. So we have a real balance of how we serve the customer. And we operate 250 stores inside the MGM Resorts properties. And you're going to see when I show you what's going on with New York, New York, we've taken a whole approach to developing retail attractions. So in today's environment, the gaming resort destination is not just a casino. It's a full-service hotel with spas, meetings, and now we've added on a lot of entertainment attractions, partly because the market demanded it. There's gaming all over the United States now, correct? You see it in Kansas as well. And what did we do in Las Vegas to compete with that? We had to build better mousetraps, more attractions, more reasons for people to come. Not just cirque shows, not just spas, but we've added all kinds of roller coasters and great shopping and amazing demonstration restaurants to keep Las Vegas vibrant. Through all of the economic changes of our industry, we've been able to keep Las Vegas cutting edge. It's still a world-class destination through double recessionary issues. And that's what has made our environment so dynamic and has made it a really, really fun place to have a career, because literally every one of those bubbles represents full career opportunities. So we have lawyers, accountants, water quality specialists. We have veterinarians on staff 24 hours a day in our Mandalay Bay and our Mirage Resorts, Mirage property. And that's the kind of balance that not only New York has, but our industry has. So we'll spend a little bit of time talking about that more later today. New York, we opened in 1997. And we are, again, at the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Tropicana, which makes us very close to the airport. And we are connected by a pedestrian bridge to MGM Grand, the largest hotel in the world. So that makes it a very nice location. We enjoy a tremendous amount of pedestrian traffic. When it opened in 1997, Las Vegas was designed, and you probably remember this, casinos didn't have windows or clocks. So we get people in, we trap them, you forget what time it is, and then all of a sudden you haven't left and it's 2 in the morning. Well, Las Vegas is changing because the customer demanded that. Las Vegas is becoming a walking city, like great entertainment zones and pedestrian destinations around the world. People want to walk. They want to visit different properties and go up and down the strip. So while New York was a beautiful, iconic, photographable property, the whole front was not activated. So in the last 2 years, we've been engaged in a major master plan to completely redo the front and open it up and turn it into a pedestrian zone with shops, entertainment, restaurants, street entertainment, festivals, shows. And I'll show you what we're doing out there on the Brooklyn Bridge. We have just under 2,000 employees. This is a picture from one of our events we just had last weekend where we were shaving heads to raise money for childhood cancer. We did that right out on the Brooklyn Bridge, which is our mini bridge replica of the actual Brooklyn Bridge, to start celebrating our remodel, which I'm going to show you a few pictures of. Couple pictures of our rooms. We have 2,000 rooms. I said we're the baby of the company. We remodeled our casino in 2008. We have 87,000 square foot of gaming, slots, table games, and race and sports book. and we have in the bridge, you see the portals above the casino. If you haven't been to visit in a while, those are designed to be reminiscent of the bridges connecting the other Manhattan to the boroughs. So we designed a casino that's very fun and contemporary. We have 21,000 square foot of meeting space, which makes us a very small meeting property. And we are known for a couple of attractions. The roller coaster at New York, which literally goes inside and outside of the building, the Manhattan Express. And then we have a replica of the Statue of Liberty. Again, that is the second most photographed place in Las Vegas behind Bellagio fountains. We are home to a Cirque du Soleil show, Zumanity. We are the only Zumanity show. Has anybody of you ever seen a Cirque show? Okay, we are the only Cirque show where they speak English and they sing in English. Because our show is a lot of humor and a lot of comedy, and we're in a lot of acrobatics, and it's a very beautiful and fun show. So this is the Brooklyn Bridge as it's been redesigned. This used to be sort of a static photo opportunity. Now it's a pedestrian zone with shops and restaurants and entertainment right out in front of the property. So we're in the middle of construction. Right now, I don't have a picture of it because there are so many construction walls around it. It's really, really crazy, but for St. Patty's Day, we're getting ready to open a major part of the bridge, and we're super excited about that. We have an Irish pub. It's called Nine Fine Irishmen. We are the #1 Guinness pour in North America. Although I understand this weekend, Fake Patty's Day, somebody was giving us a run for our money. Who participated in Fake Patty's Day? No one will raise their hand. Your faculty aren't here. Your parents aren't here. So we think we're the #1 Guinness pour in North America. Aggieville might give us a little bit of a run for our money. But we have a new indoor-outdoor bar, and this is one of the anchors. We were very careful in designing this to attract pedestrian traffic. We have live bands, Irish bands, and more mainstream music 7 days a week, very well-known Irish pub, and we're very proud of it, and it helps to define us. It also makes us the headquarters of Las Vegas starting this weekend for St. Patty's Day. So, and we're dyeing we have a new moat, a lake that Lady Liberty stands in, and we're dyeing that green this weekend, so very excited about that. And this is brand new. This is all, it's taken close to the property because the construction walls are all around it. We're also building a Shake Shack. Has anybody ever been to a Shake Shack? Yeah, it's a New York City restaurant company, Union Square Hospitality Group. They have never gone west of, I don't believe, they're in Boston, DC, and New York City, and we are the first West Coast property. They are such a popular hamburger that they have a line cam. The average line in Manhattan on the 6 locations in the city is an hour and a half. It's crazy at lunchtime, in about 45 minutes non-peak. And because it's so popular and so wildly interesting, we went after them as a New York, because we're a New York themed hotel, we went and encouraged them to come to Las Vegas. And the first year and a half, they said no. They finally said yes because they were excited about the redevelopment we've been doing. So Shake Shack will open at New York in December, and we're super excited about it. We're also building a new arena. So New York is over here in the front, and at the back is the new 20,000-seat arena that's been announced with premium facilities, special boxes. And so that'll be the 3rd MGM Resorts arena, and it happens to be attached to New York. So we're extremely excited about that, what that will do for our business. We break ground within a few months, and it will open in 2016. So I'm going to have construction walls near my property for the next 2.5 years, and I've already had it for a year, but the end game will be very well worth it. So we're super excited about this. The flagship of our redevelopment is a Hershey's store. Has anybody ever been to a Hershey's store? There are only 3 in the United States, in New York City, in Hershey, Pennsylvania, at Chocolate World, and in Chicago. And then there's one in Niagara Falls, Canada. There's also now one in Dubai and one in Singapore. This is a flagship for us because this is the pedestrian bridge coming in from MGM. And literally, this whole corner of my property is going to be lit up to be Hershey's Chocolate World. Hershey's Chocolate World is an interactive approach to selling chocolate. There's a lot of opportunities, and I'll show you a sneak peek at that, to customize your own chocolate bar so we can welcome big conventions with their own Hershey bar. We can do a lot with Kisses and celebrating humanity with Kisses. And they are the #1 confectioner in the United States and chocolatier. So here's just a few facts about Hershey and why we wanted to have them at New York, New York. We were inspired by the store in Times Square. When we were looking for fresh and unique amenities to redo New York, New York, we were very attracted to the Hershey store because it fits with our customer demographic. We are very much of a come up in flip-flops, you can come dressed up, but very common middle class, come to New York, New York, and that's who the Hershey store attracts as well. Bellagio is a lot higher end, New York, New York's a lot more casual, so we felt Hershey was perfect. As the Hershey people said, everybody from age 2 to 102 likes chocolate, and so we're gonna dominate the Las Vegas Strip with a new confectioner store, and this will be opening in May. So we're super excited. That's why you got some Hershey's Kisses offered to you when you came in today, because we're very excited about a Hershey store. Just a little bit more about Hershey's for those of you that may not be familiar. So we're extremely excited about that. From a food service perspective, there's a couple of interesting things going on with Hershey's. We're including a sweet shop, fresh baked s'mores using Hershey chocolate. We had a tasting a couple of weeks ago. We have 3 different bakeries that we've contracted with. One of them is a local culinary school, a small school, and the others are 2 commercial bakeries. We had a tasting, a chocolate tasting, at 10 o'clock in the morning. And by noon, I said I was going to have to file a workers' comp claim because it was so much sugar, and it was it was very, very sweet. But it was very exciting to create all these different fresh chocolate treats. And we're going to have a very large sweet shop, almost the size of the front of the stage, right when you walk in the store. It's a 2-story store. We have 8 crystal-looking Kisses cascading down the side of the building and a giant Reese's wraparound wall. So I think it's going to be pretty obvious that we are a New York-themed Hershey hotel store. So we're very, very excited about that. We're also putting in a chocolate martini bar, which will be more of the adult, because Las Vegas obviously caters to a very adult audience. And the people in Hershey, Pennsylvania have approved us. So we're going to have chocolate martinis, Jolly Rancher martinis, Twizzler drinks. So it'll be a lot of fun. Something that's a little bit more skewing adult, which will be the first time that's been done. So we're very excited about the Hershey store opening soon. So I thought I'd go through a little bit of trivia before I go into some career facts. I've got a couple of prizes, so if anybody can answer some of these questions. We have 2 Starbucks in our property. Now, if you saw in the Hershey slide, we have 28 million visitors a year walking on the Las Vegas Strip right by our property, okay? So we have 2 Starbucks. Does anybody want to take a shot at how many cups of coffee our Starbucks serve in 1 week? Anybody want to take a shot? 35,000? Okay, anybody else? Who said that? So I can see your hand. Okay, who else?
4 million.
What? 20. Okay, so the runoff. All right, so the 20,000 wins the prize. I have an MGMopoly for you. Jeannie will bring that down to you. We are a very high volume Starbucks. Our company, we have a lot of Starbucks stores. And we've just opened one up under the Strip, and we think that'll double, so I think you'll be right by the time our construction wall comes down. Exterior windows. We have a 2,000-room hotel, but that's not really a great hint, I'll just tell you. Who said that? Go ahead.
5,000.
Okay. Who else?
Somebody way up in the top.
12,000.
Okay, and the young lady up there?
14,000.
What'd you say?
14,000.
You should come on down. That was close. This goes all the way up to the top. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, y'all got a deck of playing cards, so we have a deck for everybody today. We use $5,400 a month. And the reason there's a little seal on the card is the gaming laws require that we take the cards out of circulation. You'll note the cards that I gave you, they've all been used on the tables, and we have to basically cancel them when we're done. There are very, very precise procedures. Any of you that are accounting majors or security focused, there's an entire compliance department that goes into that seal around the end. All right, we have a Statue of Liberty in front of our property. Now, does anybody know there's a fun fact about that statue? Anybody tell me the fun fact about our New York, Las Vegas Statue of Liberty? All right, doctor, this is for you. So, I have in my hands a roll of Forever stamps, and several years ago we got a call from the US government at New York, Las Vegas Boulevard, our 150-foot Statue of Liberty, which is roughly half the size and freshly painted, and by the way, she looks beautiful. And we got a call from the US Post Office, and they said they wanted information about our Lady Liberty. And we said, why? They said, well, we accidentally used her on the US Forever stamp. I'm going to give these to you for your history. So you have Lady Liberty on the stamp. That's ours. I'm the only Las Vegas hotel that is featured on a U.S. postal stamp. I'm very, very proud of that fact. And there's a roll of stamps for you, sir. Thank you. So we're very excited about that. And they had apparently the federal government has a resume for every single stamp. And if anybody's a stamp collector, you would know this way better than I do. But they had to amend the resume because the photographer had put Statue of Liberty, but did not put Las Vegas, Nevada. So I don't think the federal government would choose to put a Las Vegas replica, but they did. And so we're super excited about that. We're very, very proud of our Statue of Liberty. We are on that stamp, and we buy those stamps regularly. How many towels does the pool use every weekend? A lot. Yes, and it's pool season, so we're very excited about that. All right, for the last MGMopoly, how fast does our roller coaster go?
55 miles per hour.
I'll take one more guess and see who's the closest.
56.
Oh, right here. What'd you say?
60.
60, okay. By a thin margin, you've got it. Yes, we go 67 miles an hour. It's really fun and anybody here that comes to Las Vegas, just call Jeannie and she'll call me and you're my guest on the roller coaster, right? Or some other way. Okay, we have a ton of wigs to create the showmanship in the Zumanity Theater. We have 99 different wigs in the show. We have 14-inch high heels in the show to go with it in case anyone's interested in that. And no, I wouldn't try it, but we have a very, very busy Irish pub. And we serve 28,000 pounds of fish and chips every year at Nine Fine Irishmen. So we're big in the restaurant business and food safety, of course. Okay, so I wanted to spend the rest of the time talking about career perspective from my point of view. I grew up in Kansas. I moved to Las Vegas. My goal was to get an education and leave, and I'm still there. I have a family. I have 2 sons, and I've raised them in Las Vegas. And I happened to have joined Las Vegas at the time. When I packed my car and moved from Kansas City to Las Vegas was about to boom. I didn't know it. I came from a family of mostly doctors from Wichita, and I didn't want to go into the medical profession. I knew that for sure. And I went to my high school career fair, and there was a booth for hospitality management, and I said, that's what I'm going to do. And I moved to Las Vegas because I had no one in my family that was in the hotel business. I knew nothing about hotel, food and beverage, except that when I was in high school, I opened a restaurant. And that was literally, it was a passion from the moment I heard that there was an opportunity to study this industry. So I happened to have been in Las Vegas during amazing growth. I opened the MGM. I opened the Mirage. I helped open New York, and MGM Grand Detroit. And going through all those openings, it was very dynamic, very exciting. No 2 days are ever the same. And for me, it's been an incredibly exciting career. I started in food and beverage management. I spent the majority of my career in human resources and labor relations and benefits and healthcare. And then 6 years ago, got the opportunity to go become the president of New York. So I'm very, very blessed and fortunate to have had the dynamic opportunities of an industry that was growing very rapidly. And the kinds of leadership that takes and the types of innovation that we're constantly challenged with. We're on one scale, but no matter where you go to work in the hospitality industry, you'll have similar challenges and opportunities. And to be in this business, you've got to love to serve others. And I think that's the most important thing, is having a ton of passion and energy for what you do and wanting to serve others. People save up all year long for their vacation. They add on days to a meeting, to a business trip. They have family reunions. They have weekend getaways. They save up for months or years for their vacation. So we, in our business, we serve them. We are in the business of creating memories. We have beautiful rooms. We go home with logo T-shirts. We go home with some artifacts that bear the names of Las Vegas or our properties or other great resort communities. But what's most important is what they take home in their hearts and minds and on their iPhone, right? Because we're creating memories. If you think back on the last couple of years of your life, do you remember the travel? Does it stand out more in your mind than something else? You remember those experiences you had with friends and family for whatever reason. You remember the business meeting you attended. And the other weeks might blend together, especially as you look back over the years, but you remember those times you celebrated. Our job as hospitality professionals, hoteliers, restaurants, food science, conventions, club management, our job is to create those memories. And we need to take it very seriously. And we work very, very hard, and we have to be innovators. We have to think about what is it going to take to make that guest excited. It might be so simple as having the video wall behind the front desk say, "Happy birthday, Jeannie," as she walks into my hotel. And how do I figure that out? You listen very carefully. And if you can catch somebody's anniversary, birthday, or special celebration and recognize it for them, even in a 2,000-room hotel, you're doing something. If you can stop as a guest is walking around and take their picture or do something to make their stay more meaningful, every little bit adds to us being hospitable. And we are in the hospitality business where we serve people. So what I would say to you as you go forward with your careers, there are many, many exciting ways to serve people. We're going to talk a little bit about different career paths. But I think what's most important is to stay relevant and stay front-facing. Because at the end of the day, it's how we connect with people, which I think is why I was attracted to the business, because I knew that I would get to meet dynamic people from all over the world. And I have. I've been very, very fortunate. Including coming to Manhattan, Kansas, which is a real blessing for me. And I've been to Springfield, Massachusetts, and National Harbor, and Detroit, and I've been to London. I've been San Francisco, New York City. I go to New York City a lot. I get to go a lot of great places, but more important are the people. And we are in that business. So what we produce, we're not manufacturing. We're not producing something on an assembly line, but we're creating, no matter what business people are in, we're serving them on their time off, their leisure time, or their travel time if they're traveling on business. So it's an incredibly dynamic and fun industry. And those of you that are seniors, you have a lot of thoughts right now about what you're going to do. And what I would have you think about is that there's so much happening in our industry, and there's so many ways to get involved with it. Whether you're in food science, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're an accountant, whether you're a retailer, whether you're in the spa business, the salon business, the entertainment business, the hospitality industry has it all. We are a major occupational category in the United States and around the world right now. So you're studying at a time, and if you're not a hospitality major, you're still at K-State and you're around it, so you're part of this, the very hospitable culture of this community and this university. So you're studying at a very important time when our industry is evolving and changing. And I think, although we've had a pretty significant recession in the last few years, I think there's many, many opportunities. But think globally, think outside of, we think about, well, there's front desk occupations and there's convention and meeting. There's so much more than what you see on the surface. So to talk about that, I talked about being people-focused, and I can talk all day about valuing service and how important service is. I want to talk a little bit about excellence, because excellence is setting standards and delivering on them consistently. What happens if we don't have safe food going out of our restaurants? How successful is the hotel or restaurant going to be? Done. We have to have high standards, and we have to deliver consistently. How do you do that? You set standards and you train people. You train people, you train people, and you supervise people. Same thing with safety standards. How about the Cirque du Soleil show when you're flying people 40 feet up in the air, acrobats? Standards, consistency. It's hard work. It's real work. We work really, really hard in this industry to deliver amazing shows and amazing experiences for people. And there's a lot of work that goes into that. So excellence is incredibly important. I have teamwork on here because in our business, so we have say you have 60,000 employees, 10% are in management. So guess what? We are a frontline business. So the same theory of serving others with our customers applies very much for our employees and for those of you that go into hospitality management for your future employees. The funnel is very steep. 10% of our industry are in management. So you are training in this wonderful campus, in this very rich environment for the top 10% of the hospitality industry. With that comes responsibility and learning how to lead people. There's nothing more important than how you lead people, because leading people helps to achieve those standards and make you that talked about hotel, restaurant, entertainment, store, club, golf course, whatever you go into, you want to over-deliver. And you do that by leading people. And doing it with integrity. Because guess what? If you're a yeller and screamer, and then you smile when the guest comes to the front desk, is that integrity? No. Really, how we treat our people is 24 hours a day. How you treat people when you stop at the gas station, how you treat people when you're in your department at work, and how you treat the guests, it's all the same. And how you function in your community. So it's a lot of responsibility being in our business. And our business is really emerging, and the occupation you're studying, the degree you're getting, is more and more prominent and sought after. So I think you're in a very good place at the right time. Just to talk to you about the different career paths, I had it up on the bubble chart, but just so you know, we have full-on training and development and career paths, as well as direct placement. We have hotel operations, food and beverage operations, both front and back of the house, and in a wide range of very high-end cuisine and quick serve. Retail operations, more and more retail stores. I gave you a commercial on the Hershey store, but we also have Tiffany stores and convenience stores, logo wear shops, and a ton of revenue is flowing through through retail these days. Casino operations. If anyone's interested in gaming, there are tremendous career paths, both in casino marketing, table games operations, slot operations, race and sports, poker. Very interesting and exciting careers as well. Security is extremely important. Security and compliance and surveillance is a very, very big part of our business. We are a heavily regulated industry. So there are entire career paths. The Vice President of Security for New York has national security clearance, and he goes into the Fusion Center and is part of the National Terrorism Alert System. Why? Because Las Vegas is a big target, potentially, not that anything's ever happened, but we have to be very, very well trained in security. Finance. We have CPAs, tax specialists, capital asset specialists, a lot of schools now, business schools are, we're recruiting at a lot of business schools because finance and accounting has become a huge area in our industry, particularly in Las Vegas. Human resources, a very important occupation. Again, my background, labor relations, as well as benefits, employment, training and development, culture building, communications, a ton of different occupations inside of human resources. And entertainment, of course, stagehands, technicians, performers, artists. So there are many, many, this is just my perspective on a career in hospitality from the career I've had. If you're going into club management, there's a lot of crossover of both retail, leadership, food and beverage, and attractions in there. So you can think about it to whatever particular career aspirations you have. But we have training in these career paths, and we have 60,000 employees, and we're always recruiting, which is why Adam came with me after Jeannie invited me. We have two programs that we are known for that Adam will be recruiting on campus next year during the recruiting cycle in your career fairs. We have the summer, it's called HIP, it's the Hospitality Internship Program. It's a very structured program. We have students who come from all over the country to train in various occupations in our properties. And we provide housing and I believe school credit, depending on the school, goes with that. We also are very well known for about a 25-year-old program called MAP, which is the Management Associate Program, which is a college placement program right after college, and at the end you're automatically in a management position, and you train, whether it be food and beverage or hotel, for 1 year. So we're well known for that, and we're very proud of those programs, and Adam will be on campus with his teams next year. So that's a little bit about my story. I started at MGM Grand 21 years ago, and again, thank you for K-State for your help, and we hired a large number of students to help open the big green building, which has now changed. That's an old picture, and I'm now at New York. I hope that I've shared some insights that would be helpful to your thinking about your own career, about your own studies. And I really, really, again, appreciate the opportunity and all the hospitality from K-State. And we'll be here all afternoon for questions. So thank you so much. Thank you.
If you want to stay up, we probably have time for a couple of questions?
Sure, I'm happy to do
If anyone has questions, if you'd come down to the front mic.
There's a mic right here.
If not, please come down afterwards and you can ask one-on-one questions. I would just like to give Cindy a few little small tokens. We also want her to have one of the cookbooks, and Jane also has graciously personalized that to
Thank
you.
you so much.
And so I hope that you will read that, enjoy some of the stories about food and how important food is to the history of K-State. So
Perfect. Thank you so much.
thank you. And then we also have a tradition of providing a small award that hopefully she'll proudly put on her desk or on her credenza in her office so that she can let all of her colleagues know that she's been to K-State, and we appreciate that. So, Cindy, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate your attendance, and please feel free to come down and visit with Cindy and also Adam Miller if you have questions. Thank you very much.
The young lady up top, we've got your Monopoly boards. Thank you so much.